Welcome to the very first rapid fire conference on behavioral science in policing. I'm really excited to have you there. A lot of you have already tuned in. I've been working and preparing this conference for ages now, and I know a lot of you are really excited to be joining in as well. And I'm so glad that you are coming. I'm so glad in advance all the support you've been sending about you wanting to be here and wanting to see all the content. But I'm not going to be wasting your time. You know me, I get straight to the point. So let me just, after this welcome, I had Banner in here earlier, and we're going to show that in again. So if you register for the conference, you can get a certificate of attendance afterwards. So if you haven't actually registered yet, that's not a problem. You can still do so. We're going to show you the link now. It's going to be posted into the comments as well. So you can get a certificate of attendance to show that you've done a professional development event, and you will also get email. So the registering for the conference would add you to the Police Science Doctor email list. And after the conference, if you're on the email list, you will get linked. You will get sent a link to the ebook, but a discounted link. So what I've done, because I know that sometimes you're sitting at a conference and you're watching the content and you're trying to take it in and you're trying to remember what's being said. Maybe you're taking some notes, and whilst you're writing, the speaker has moved on and you're missing out on a lot of information, and then you go away and you forget, you only retain 10% of classroom training. I don't want you to only retain 10% of what you're going to see here. There's fantastic 9 training sessions for you. I want you to take, with you as much as possible. So what I've done, I've transcribed all the sessions. So one thing to explain, these trainers are not going to be here live, okay? I want to improve the user experience. I don't want to have any technical glitches in here, and I want to make sure you get the best possible user experience. So these, the training sessions were actually sent to me in advance. They've recorded them for me specifically for this conference in advance and sent them to me. I transcribed these training sessions and I put them together in an ebook. So basically what you can do, you can get that ebook and you've got everything that was said in that training session. You also have all the references, all the links to any resources that were quoted, that I mentioned in the sessions, and you have the contact details of the people who are actually delivering the training sessions. So if you're interested in that ebook, you can, as I said, you get it as a discounted rate of $9.99, and that's dollars. If you're on the email list, and that's the /RFC link, policesciencedoctor.rfc. You can subscribe there. You get the email link with a discount email to you. Or if you don't want to join the list and you don't need a certificate of attendance, we're going to show you in the comments here as well where you can get the ebook for the full price. It's $11.99. It's still not a deal breaker really. So, but that we were going to be telling you that throughout the conference, because I think if you get value from this and you want to take that with you and you want to retain the value, you want to look up something in the future that you will definitely forget some of the content in here. That's just how our brains work. Right, so very quickly, who am I? I'm Suzanne Knabe-Nicole. I'm an investigative psychologist. I've got a master's and a PhD in investigative psychology. I did my PhD thesis on behavioral analysis in major crime investigations. And I've been working, I worked in UK policing in a number of forces and a number of civilian jobs for over 10 years. And I started something called Police Science Doctor. Now, there were 2 previous iterations to Police Science Doctor. The first one was Dr. IPIP and then EBP Doctor. But basically, the content I produce as Police Science Doctor, and it's going to remain Police Science Doctor, I'm pretty sure, is I take academic research that is relevant to you, law enforcement practitioners, police, sheriffs, whatever you are, researchers and students in the field, criminology, police science, investigative psychology, forensic psychology, even some of this other social subjects are going to be covered. I take research from that. That's not usually available to the practitioner, because you don't even have access to academic journals. And I take that research and I translate it in something you can actually use. I turn it into videos, into a podcast, transcripts, and every week I also send out 3 golden nuggets from research. So that's 3 police science snippets that I email out to the email list every Tuesday. So that's another perk of being on the email list. Just go to the main policesciencedoctor.com website. You can subscribe there. It's free. It's a free service. These videos are free. And the police science snippet email is free as well. So I've explained what Police Science Doctor is. Why did I set up this conference? There are a lot of topics in behavioral science, in policing, in research that are being researched and grown that the law enforcement practitioner is not aware of. And there's a lot of behavioral science that can be brought into policing. And I'm not just talking about, you don't have to be if you know my website, you don't have to be a psychologist graduate to understand what I'm doing. It's really for the practitioner, the person on the ground, the people interacting with the public every day, wearing uniforms, working in offices, in police agencies. So it's really for the practitioner. And there's a lot of material and a lot of knowledge that you guys has just not been communicated to you guys. And this conference is one attempt by me in doing that, basically. So there is an intro to a range of topics within behavioral science that can enhance policing. There's so much out there that most of the law enforcement officers just don't know about. And I want you to, these are not going to be, certificate courses you're going to get today. They're training sessions, 10-minute training sessions, just to get you a glimpse of a specific area. And if you're then interested in one of the areas, you can then look further into, finding out more about it. There's going to be lots of resources in there. So links to the articles, links to books on by some of the speakers that may be relevant to you. So if something is a particular topic, a particular video really piqued your interest, go ahead and look a little bit further, and just educate yourself further. We're always learning, and Police Science Doctor is about educating law enforcement. It's about bringing science, police science, into police. And yeah, to ensure the best user experience, as I said, these are pre-recorded videos that I'm going to play, but they were specifically created for this conference. And I asked the speakers to keep it brief. And believe you me, it was not easy for them. Some of them had to record it twice. And I did some editing as well. And so if you want to take something home with you, it's the ebook that you can get either during the conference if you want to pay full price, or if you're a subscriber, you'll get the link afterwards. You can become a subscriber throughout the conference and get that discount. Right. Okay. So just a bit of housekeeping. I know there's lots of comments coming in. I'm not concentrating on them. That's why I've asked my amazing friend Anya to help me with them. But the comments, are at the moment for you. Introduce yourself, where you're coming from, just so everyone knows, this is a global event. But if you want to ask a question, I'll do my best to answer these questions in between sessions. But please start it with a Q. So if you've got the letter Q at the beginning of a question, it'll be easier for Anya to see that, and then she can select it and display it for me on the screen, and I can try to answer it. Bear in mind, these training sessions are by 9 different experts. They're talking about something that they've done a lot of research and a lot of work in, but I am familiar with the topics. I'll do my best to answer these questions. If I can't answer them, I'll try not to waffle around it. I'll try to tell you that I can't answer them, and apologies, but maybe we can get an answer for you some other way. So please do put questions in there, but start them with a Q, so it's very clear to see which of the comments are actually questions. Now, the structure of the conference today is that I'm going to introduce the speaker, introduce the session that's coming, and who's delivering the session. Then I'm going to play you the session, and then I'm going to do a bit of a discussion about what we've just heard. I think that's very valuable because it helps embed the information in your brain. It helps put it into context, and it deepens the learning experience. And then we're moving on to the next session. Okay, so we've got 9 such sessions lined up. I'm guessing it might take about 2 hours, but we'll see. It's live, you never know. So first of all, I wanted to say a big thank you to Policing Insight magazine. So policinginsight.com is our media partner for this event. They've been really supportive and getting the word out. And, maybe some of you have come to this conference because they've seen this advertised in their magazine or on their website. And so they're a great source of information. They've got articles, they've got news that are relevant to policing, and they've got a whole research section. So they're looking at academic articles as well and making them accessible. So definitely check them out. It's policinginsight.com. I'm really, really grateful for their support. So fantastic media partners, Policing Insight, worth checking out. There's going to be quite a few links that we're actually putting into the comments for you. So what you could do if you wanted, start a Word document or Google Doc or whatever using a notepad and just copy some of those links out for later reference. I actually don't want you to leave the conference to look at other websites, but I do want you to be able to have access to these resources because they're relevant resources. I wouldn't have put them in there if they weren't of value to you. So maybe start a document, just collate those links in that document, and please go and check them out later after the conference. Your main focus is here now. Just an advance thing. So this is my very first live event. I'm actually doing another one in 3 weeks. It's a webinar and it's on mental health and policing. And you wouldn't believe when I started doing research for that webinar, it almost sidetracked me from preparing for this one because I got so busy that I got so many responses for my initial inquiries. So it's about, we're going to talk about the global perspectives of what it is like for policing in terms of mental health support and lack thereof in most cases. But it's not going to be a webinar where I'm pulling all those people together to complain. I'm also going to share best practices. You know, somebody in America is doing this and that works really well. I want everyone else to hear about it. Someone in New Zealand might be doing this. Someone in Sweden is doing this and is sharing tools and ideas and things that are already working that I want you to come away with and then go and speak to someone at work to see if you can implement it, if you can try it. Okay, so there's a link. You can already sign up for the webinar. It's a free webinar, mental health and policing, and the link is hopefully going to be posted in the comments right now. Yes, it is. Okay, again, put that on your notepad, copy it out. And then one of the tools to combat bad mental health and mental ill health in policing is actually the upcoming course that that's going to be launched in the Police Science Doctor Academy in May. It's the first full feature-length course. It's called Emergency Stress Pit Stop. It deals with stress in policing. It helps you to deal with stress in policing. It's going to be by one of the speakers actually at this conference. So you're going to hear from her soon. That's Ginny McKenna. You can already sign up for, pre-register for the course, basically. You've got the link in the comments there as well. Again, copy that onto your document.